Hello guys, so I want to teach you guys how this cam collar was made. So this cam collar is very simple. So if you like what you're seeing, kindly watch the video to the very end, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my. Hello guys, good morning and welcome back. Alright, so in this video I want to show you guys how to draft a cam collar now, or what they call a notch collar, right? Or notch collar lapel or cam collar, whichever one you want to call it is still very much acceptable. So here I have a picture on the screen which you have already seen, and then because of the pattern positioning of the prints or the image on the fabric, I will fold it in this form. Now the guideline is to make sure that your white area will be on the right hand side of the outfit as we have seen in the picture. Now, the truth is that there is no how you do this kind of print without slitting and splitting material to turn up in order to achieve the image or print here. So that's the reason I have to fold it in this unequal form. Now the measured image is on the right panel, which would be used, which would be on the right panel, while the black area is on the left panel. And then I will use fabric to turn up this in a very moderate manner. So here I also note that you also note that if you want to get it very well, you have to make this image to fall on the chest region, not on the belly region or on the shoulder region. So I have to centralize my shirt length at this point. That means I came up by a good number of inch here, and then I took my shirt length of 32. I drew in this form. That's the stage I have done so far. So let's continue in our drafting stage. So after that, then from here, I marked my shoulder measurements. At that point, I marked half an inch off for the joint allowance, half an inch, 0.5, and then mark the chest measurement, which is 40, and then 42, and then extra 2 inches. That is to get the block where I will work from, right? Chest by 4 plus 2, then transfer the measurements on the same shoulder region to this point, and also transfer it also to somewhere at the hem. And then you connect with a straight line, and after you have done that, connect all through in that form, make sure the connection is properly done. So once you have connected all of this is the line you will see just to get the block form, right, of what you're working with. The half an inch you marked out here first is for the joining allowance, where you start from to do your regular calculations. So from there, you now apply your shoulder measurement. All joinings, all markings must start from the half an inch. So here, you mark your shoulder measurement. So shoulder height is 18, then plus half an inch, that's 9.5. You mark in this form. And after that, on that point, you come down by 2.5 inches for the slanting or slope of the outfit. So here you connect the slanting in this form. Bear in mind, you must slant by 2.5. Connect the slanting in this form. Then, after this, you now work out your neckline measurement. So the neck I have is a neck of 16.5 or thereabout, and then divide by 6, and then add half an inch to get the depth. So here I am marking 2.5 inches width by 3 inches depth. 2.5 by 3 inches depth. But make sure you work out your neckline with your neckline measurement. And then you connect all through in this form. You can use your pattern master to do this if you want. And after this, the next you will do now is to get your armhole depth. So from here, you get your armhole measurement, which is 10 inches. The 10 inches is from the shirt length, right? And also mark 10 inches here as well. Then you connect the line all through this way. The armhole is your decision. You can work out your armhole with the formula or your shoulder over 2, whichever one you want to use. After that, you bring out the 2 inches that was meant for your inseam allowance and then connect to your shoulder line all through in this form. And then get the midpoint and do your armhole trimming. So the center point there we have is 8, that center is 4. Then come in by 1 inch or 1.5, anyone. And then freehand sketch, you mark your armhole in this form. So once you mark your armhole in this form, then you're good to go. Then you start cutting out. So here I am done with the front panel. So we are trying to mark the back. So in the back drafting, you must make sure you place the 1 inch from the front panel off for this. Remember that this outfit we have turn up, right? Because of the pattern of the fabric, that is why I am opting for a turn up effect. If not, I would have folded the fabric. So here I place 1 inch off, and then I will now raise the back panel by 2.5 and 2.5 equal raising, and then the back neck depth remains 1.5, 2.5, just like this, and then the back neck depth remains 1.5. This is the raising for the back panel, and after which you now connect the shoulder points, making sure the slant line is being properly positioned, and then you do the back neck depth of 1.5 inches, and then you connect as well. Then you just cut out in that form, and that's all you need to do. The neckline must be balanced in this position. See how you must fold it backwards, just like this, and then you trim any excesses. This extent is like 2 inches here, so then you connect all through this way. So look at how the bottom allowance came out, 1 inch here, and then we will now have our processes of drafting. So let's wait to the next video. Alright, so here we are trying to start the sewing processes on the weaving, and I will show you the areas I worked on with my iron. So here I have cut out the turn-up effects, and the measurement is 4 inches by the length of the shirt length, right? And here I am trying to pick up the panels and turn. Like I told you, if this fabric did not have pattern, I would have just done the folding directly with the fabric. So because it has pattern, that's the only way I can achieve that effect, by doing a turn-up effect on this shirt. So I am turning on from the front panel, stitching 1/2 inch all through that way, and then making sure that the two pieces are aligned. So stitch it all through this way, stitch all through that way. Bear in mind that we must weave the end of the turn-up effects. You must weave it, right? Very important. So stitch all through this way. And when you have sewn all through this way and you get to the neck region, you cut your threads, cut your threads, cut your threads, and then at this point you now trim the turn-up in line with the neck shape, just the way I'm doing it. Trim the turn-up in line with the neck shape all through this way, and then also trim the length as well. Trim the length as well, and this is what I mean by turn-up. So I will also go to my iron putting table and I will do the necessary stuff. So here you notch 1 inch. The 1 inch you are notching is to show you where you will block from. Remember that the notching is for the cam collar effects. So I have sewn it there. The 1 inch is from the point where your sewing of the turn-up started from. So cut off the excesses, and then you trim the neckline just like this, and then you tuck it out. This is how it looks like. So you will do the same thing I have done here on the other panel as well. So try to make sure you cut off all the excess at the inside and then tuck it out all through this way. So this is how it will be. So I will do the same thing on the other side. Then I will come back and also show you guys the results. After you must have done the boats, all you need to do now is to iron. Now this ironing, as you can see how I am doing it, I told you guys that the measurement for these pleats could be 4 inches or 5 or 4.5, as you can see, right? This is 5 inches, right? So you iron out all through that way. The ironing must be done before you proceed with anything else you are doing. So you need to be very patient enough, but after which you open press. Open pressing is just what I'm doing right here, trying to open up the sewn allowance, which will help to guide or to relax your outfit without much problems. So you will do this patiently enough. So I will do this to the very end. Then I will come back to show you the next step. Here you start placing your hemming gum. Make sure you place hemming gum at the underneath the first fold so that there won't be air at that point, right? So you place hemming gum all along the whole of the turn-up effect. Bear in mind that the reason this hemming gum is important is it also gives a shed some kind of weight and balancing. So place as many strands as possible, and then you lap it on top this way. There should be no gap between one hemming gum to the other. There should be no gap or whatsoever. So you must make sure you hem it all through, and this is how you will do on the second one as well. So once you have placed everything gum all through that way, and then you bring it down just like this, and then you iron out all through. You make sure that you have balanced the fabric very well in a way that the turn-up effect will not be visible outside, right? So that is the point I'm trying to explain. Just what I'm doing right here, balancing the turn-up effect. I'm making sure I first of all guide that area first before guiding or ironing the end bodies of the outfit. So you have to be patient enough while doing this. Don't be in a haste, please. It's very important. Don't be in a haste. So you tuck every hemming gum in, just like this. Iron out properly. Make sure that there is no air or whatsoever. And make sure as well that you don't tend to comb your clothes or shrink it with too much hotness of iron. So the iron is on a very moderate temperature. You have to be patient enough. Then once you are done with this is what it looks like. You see how we are able to pattern or program the pattern to come out on the right panel. The trick. So here we have achieved this. Then you iron out from the front again, making sure that it's also relaxed as possible. Remove every possible rumples, every possible squeeze, or every possible folds. So I will use my steam iron at the end of the video to iron out properly, but make sure you don't stain the white area or damage it or however. So I will take my time and do this on the next one, and then we will continue to the sewing process. Bear in mind that the start of this video is to show you guys how to achieve this kind of patterning on a camp collar. The sewing remains the same. You must have known or seen how to sew a regular shirt before you come to this stage. So here, you tend to fold the collar in this form. Now the folding is still dependent on how you want it to come out, but make sure that the edge on the neck region is not more than 1 inch on the neck region. So once you fold, you use your full iron, the fold iron to calm it down, so it retains the hotness of the iron. So the depth of the folding could be 6 inches, 7 inches, or 7.5. Depends on your customer's size, right? So however, you fold accordingly. So I will do the next one, and then I will come back to show you the continuation. Alright, so here we have finished hemming the bolt allowance. So the next you will do now is to join the shoulder. Like I told you earlier on, this joining is regular. You can check my other videos on how to join front and back panels together. The essence of this video is to show you how to achieve the cam collar positioning because of the pattern, and then of course going to show you guys how to do the cam collar fixing. So I will not explain much here. You need to have known how to join the shoulder first before you go ahead to learn how to make a cam collar. So I'm joining, and then I will do the other necessary joinings as well. And then the next video you'll be seeing, or the next part of the video you'll be seeing, will be on how to join the cam collar properly. And then that will be the end of the video. So if you like what you're seeing, please kindly subscribe to my channel, drop your comments, give me a thumbs up, so I will know that you are getting value from my illustrations. Alright guys. So look at the stage we have gotten to. As you can see, this picture, our outfit is giving us a replica of what was on the picture, right? So this is how they call positioning. This is the cam collar, and look at how it's relaxed. So here we have achieved this, and then the next we are going to do here now is to trim the shoulder, measure the neckline and trim it, and of course start the process of our collar fixing on our shirt, right? So look at the folding. This is how it is. So you iron out and make sure it's properly balanced from that direction. So here you place fabric on top and iron. The most important thing is that the fabric I put on top is going to help you have a soft landing on the iron. It will make the ironing not too strong or make it not too hot for the fabric. So you must make sure you place fabric on top, the iron leads, and then you go ahead and repeat the process on the other one as well. So it's just a question of what you want to do, and you must make sure it comes out neatly, just like mine. And you can see how neat the neck region is. You know, don't drop or don't allow iron stains to spoil your work. Don't allow iron stains to spoil your work. Make sure it's properly ironed all through in this form. Both the neckline area, everything is properly ironed this way. You see how beautiful and how lovely this fabric is. So we are going to continue with the shoulder trimming, the neckline trimming, and now lastly we do our collar fixing. So I will trim my shoulder and then I will come back to show you guys the result. But then I believe most of you as well still don't know how to do shoulder trimming. Shoulder trimming is very essential in your work so that it gives you that perfect fit on the armhole area without any wrinkles or whatsoever. So you must make sure you gather out the fabric this way. Apply your shoulder divided by 2, add extra half an inch, and then you make sure you start from there to do the trimming. So you start from there, you trim the shoulder line, just like this, all through this way. Make sure the trimming does not encroach much more, half an inch off from the trimming point, right? Or whatever measurement that was left is what you trim out all through. So once you are done with this now the next you will do will be to calculate your neckline measurements and then cut the collar fall or the camp collar or the much collar, however you call it, and then start the fixing process. So stay tuned to the end of the video so you learn how to do it as well. Here we are trying to trim the back neckline in order to augment or make sure that the neck measurement is corresponding. So you trim half an inch from the back neckline and adjust it all through, making sure that you are not exceeding the neck measurements. So once you are able to determine your measurements for the trimming of everything, of the neckline and everywhere, this is how you go all through to this very point. You know, you trim all through this way. And the next thing you do now is to measure your neckline to make sure that the neckline measurement we have is exact plus extra 2 inches. So neckline we have is 16.5. So you measure all through to make sure you have 16.5 at that point where the notching ended. So once your neckline measurement has corresponded, the next thing you will do now is to start, cutting the main collar. So here we are going to first of all augment the neckline all through, and then we trim out little bits. The trimming must come from the back region. Don't trim from front, right? Just trim from the back only. That's where the trimming must come from. So once you are done with this is what you will see, and then we now start cutting the collar. So let's also remeasure to reconfirm what we have drafted out. So you measure all along this area and make sure giving us exact of 16 inches, 16.5 inch for our neck. So we are cool with that. So let's now cut the collar. So this is what you have. So here you bring the collar gum. The collar gum could be the light one, in texture. They have different collar gum textures. They have the lights and medium and hard. So the light one is ideal. So you bring it and mark your baseline this way, and then you apply the neck measurement you had, which was 16.5. So you mark it in this direction. Make sure the marking is properly done. Then draw your line to reach to that very point. After which, the next you will do is to mark the width of the cap collar, right? So I'm using 2.5 inch here, and then 2.5 inch as well, 2.5 inches, mark it all through to the very point, and Then connect the line as shown. Connect the line in this form as shown all through to the very end, and then adjust, drag it up this way, then cut it out. Cut all through this way. 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 Then after that, now you fold what you have cut out into two in this form, and then mark half an inch from there, and then you now reshape it. Now the reshaping is to give it that freeness on the shoulder, so that it does not obstruct the shoulder relaxation. So trim all through this way. So this is what you have. It gives you this kind of a little bit curve on one end. This area will be the one that will lap on the shoulder point. So you now place a fabric in this form, and then you gum. Use the iron and gum. After gumming, I will show you the next thing to do as well. So here you can see we have finished gumming, and then you fold one edge. After the folding of this edge this way, then you proceed. You have to make a decorative stitch, which is what I'm trying to do. You place it in this form, and then you sew it. So you make sure you thread it very well, just like this. Thread it all through this way, and then cut a thread. You place it in this form, and then start the closing or closure, right? So start from here. Please watch attentively. Don't forget to like this video, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. So thread all through the edge or the end where the collar gum is. So all across this way. So all across this way. So once you stop at that point, you end it properly here. End it all through. It comes out in this form, and then you will trim the excesses. Then you continue with the fixing. So trim out the excesses just like this. Trim it out just like this. Trim all through this way. Trim all through this way, not the edge, and then you trim here as well. So this is what you will see. Cut the threads off through this way again, and then tuck it out from there. Cut off the threads from that position. And the next we'll do now is to go and iron before we proceed. So here you make sure you iron out this fabric. The ironing should start from the point where there was no collar gum on. Iron out all through. Make sure that there is no rumples or whatsoever. Remove all the ironing, all the rumples. Iron out all through this way. And use your cold iron to cool it off. So this is how you do it. Iron all through this way. And after which you start your trimming. So stay tuned to the end of the video. Make sure you like, share, comment, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel. So after this now, you now start your trimming. So give half an inch gap from here and start your trimming. And this is how it will be like. So here you start from that point where the notching ended, right? You see the essence of this video. So you must have made sure you understood the whole stages before we get to this point. So start from there and then start fixing this. Start from there and start fixing this. Make sure you thread at that other point where your notching ended. So thread all through that way. Thread all through that way. Thread all through that way. And make sure it's corresponding with that some points on the other end of the button allowance. So you see how simple and how nice this stuff is. You see how simple and how nice this stuff is. So you will not have much issues if you have followed the processes up to this very moment. So the next after this now it will be to lock the collar, which I will also show you. So now in the collar locking, you make sure that edge is properly tucked in. The edge must be properly tucked in, and then you hold it down firmly just like this, and then start from there. You lock it. So while you're locking, you are pushing in the excesses inside. So once you're locking it, pushing the excesses inside, and then you top stitch. So you see how neat this is, right? So this is how yours must also be. So if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up, ask your questions in the comment section of this video, and I will go ahead to reply you accordingly. So thread all through this way. Thread all through this way, making sure that this end is also properly tucked in. Thread all through that way. That edge must be also properly tucked in. So once you are done with this is how it is, and you are done with your cam collar. If you now wish, you can top stitch the collar the up if you wish. If you don't want to top stitch it, there's still no problem. This now, the next we will do now will be to iron out the collar. So also learn or see how the ironing is done. So you fold it like this form. Just watch how it's being folded. Iron out this way. Iron out this way. So this is a replica or a physical example of the picture you saw here on the video, on the picture I posted initially, or that was attached to this video. So you arrange it nicely just like this, and then you iron flat. So when the ironing is done, this is how it will look like. So you have to be the one to arrange it, and then you iron nicely, as you can see, right? Iron nicely. So you are done with your cam collar. So you iron. As you can see how I am ironing it up now. So follow the same process and do yours as well. So when you get the first forming, you can now place fabric on top, and then to re-emphasize the ironing to lap nicely. So now take your time to iron out all of these stuffs. This is how ironing should look like. Iron out the armhole, and you are done. Thank you guys for watching. So the last thing you will do here will be buttonhole and buttonhole button fixing, and you're done with your vintage cam collar shirts. See you guys for the next one. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye bye for now.